Hello and welcome to another episode of Basement Backgammon. On this episode, we're going to be talking about an ArtGammon board I call Big Red. Big Red is a beautiful board. It's an ArtGammon board that I bought from a gentleman in France who shipped it over to me. It's got beautiful Bakelite checkers, a beautiful field, beautiful covering, and I'm actually in love with ArtGammon's work. So ArtGammon is a maker in Turkey who is like many other makers in Turkey, is a sole proprietor. They are the only artisan in their shop. They custom make and hand make all of their boards to exquisite quality, and they're actually relatively cheap. When I bought this board, I think the retail price for the board was about $450 US, with maybe an additional $50 to $75 shipping. And I have to say about the shipping from Turkey, I thought it was going to be like shipping from China. If you get something from China from some Chinese factory, they'll ship it, freight by ship, and it'll come 3 weeks later if you're lucky. In Turkey, I think it came within 3 or 4 days. It was airmail. It came into JFK. I don't live terribly far from JFK, about an hour and a half. So it went through the mail system to get to me in 3 or 4 days, and it was spectacular. So let's take a quick look at this. The one thing I want to say about this is that this leather case is not ArtGammon. The gentleman who sold it to me bought this case and gave this to me from Catgammon, which is a European retailer that sells backgammon stuff, some really good stuff, including great baffle boxes. This particular leather sheath for it is wonderful because it covers everything except the top. So it's real leather all around, and it's got this magnetic clasp at the top that goes through the handle and keeps everything nice and protected. So I use this for this particular one. Let's open this up. And let's move this aside. And let's take a look at this. So this is a beautiful vegan leather. They don't use real leather, it's vegan leather. Board with this pattern. It's almost like a peacock pattern. Really, really pretty. And a really striking red. And the thing I've said many times on my channels about ArtGammon is they pay attention to a lot of little details. For instance, they put corner protectors on all the corners. This is where a lot of backgammon boards fail, on the corners. You can see them down here as well. And they put feet on the board so that it stands up straight when you put it upright like this. So a wonderful, wonderful board. Here's the logo, the ArtGammon logo. Here's the handle hardware, very substantial. You got your covered leather strap for it. Just great all around. It's a combination lock for the hardware. This one is a little wonky. Let's open that up, and so you can see the inside of this thing. This is a full tournament size board, 1 3/4 inch checkers. This, again, did not come with, I say again because it's almost all my boards have this box, which is made in France. Let's see if I can zoom in here. Yeah, here you go. Catalin. But these dice boxes are great from France. I really like them. And you can see I put in red and yellow translucent dice, precision dice, to match the kind of red and yellowish point colors. These ArtGammon points are rounded. They don't quite meet the end, which is okay. That's an aesthetic choice. You can see there's a little black in between. It's a black field. It's kind of a suede-ish sort of feel to it. It runs really well. There's a bit of a grain to it, so it's smooth this way and a little bit rougher this way, just a little bit. But that's fine because you don't want it to be any feel to be too smooth. It's got the vegan leather wrap all around, including the bumpers, so you get a nice quiet sort of movement on your checkers. They don't clack too badly into the rails. And let's see the checkers that this came with. Quite beautiful. at these checkers. So these are real Catalin, vintage Catalin checkers. They probably did not come with the board. They were upgraded by the seller. But they are beautiful. They work perfectly with the color match for the board. And I'm just going to set these up so you can get an idea of how it looks. And I'm going to show you one other thing about this board that I like. When manufacturers make backgammon boards, they have a decision about how they want to store checkers in the tray. You can store checkers 3 by 5, so groups of 5, 3 groups of 5. You can store them. I've seen them groups, 4 by 4, and some vintage boards, and they give you an extra checker. You can store them all in a row in a square, squared off checker tray, or in this case, you have a half scoop checker tray. This is my favorite checker tray. It's 15 in a row, but it's looped in a half circle, a scooped tray, rather than having a squared off just box format. Not that it really matters, but I find that the scooped, they don't roll side to side, right? Because they're scooped, they fit directly in. Whereas if they were completely just cut in as a square, there'd be a little bit of give side to side because this is a circular shape. So this is my preferred shape for a checker tray, but very few manufacturers actually do it. Let me set this up to get an idea of what it looks like. This is a very striking board. The colors are striking. The orange and yellow points, orange/reddish yellow points on this black field really pop out. I added a crystalloid, a vintage crystalloid, just a standard modern resin red cube, because I thought this is one of my favorite formats of cubes. This 30 millimeter cube. It stands out quite nicely. It's the right heft to a cube. It's the right size. It fits great on the bar. You can see that the bar is completely flat. It's leather all the way around. And one of the things I love about ArtGammon is the hinges he uses are completely flat. You can see there's no visible hinge, and you can't feel the hinge here because he uses special flat hinges that allow the board to be the bar to be completely flat, which I find to be quite the upgrade. This particular board also came with Vintner cups. So Vintner is also a artisan maker. He makes these beautiful turned wood cups that have a triplet inside and cork lining, and they're quite valued amongst backgammon collectors. Handcrafted by Vintner, says stamped on each one. So let's hear how this sounds. Oh, before we go on to do that, let's do the 6 across test. There you go. And of course, ArtGammon, being the artisans that they are, there is exactly the right amount of space here. Very, very little slop, if almost no slop whatsoever. Just the right amount to be able to move your checkers properly. You're never going to lose a checker here. And going across, you've got 11 across. You can fit an additional 2, so a little bit more than 12. It's quite a lengthy board. It's not too bad, but it's hefty. It's a good size board for tournament. Maybe even a little too big, if anything. Let's hear how this sounds. The cork really dampens the sound of the rolling. And the felt suede field dampens the sound as well. And this is perfectly cushioned, this field. So we start off with a 5-5. Can't have that. All right. Let's do this again. 6-1. Oh, always the best way to start. Well, I prefer 3-1 myself. All right. And a 1-1. Good answer. All right, so we are on our way to a tough holding game. And a 2-1. All right. Let's go crazy and make the bar point that back there. Let's see if I can hit. If I don't hit, I'm in good shape. Yellow's in good shape. And I missed. So I'm going to make a 4-point with the 5-2. And I'm going to step up. And we're on our way. I hope you enjoyed this. I love ArtGammon so much I can't even begin to tell you. Great boards, great value. And Ufuk, who's the proprietor and artisan, is a pleasure to work with. I have another one of his boards in my collection as well. And one day I may even get a custom board from him. I have not done that yet. I did get a custom board from one of his competitors, which I will show on a different video, but I actually prefer the ArtGammon board over the other custom board that I got, but I'll do that in another video. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope it was informative. Subscribe and like if you can. Thanks very much.